Sri Lanka is one of the most amazing countries I have ever visited. It has beautiful landscapes, a vast array of wildlife, rich history and religious culture, and most of all, very welcoming and friendly people. However, it is a country that has been plagued with years of civil war, riots, violence, and corruption. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka now finds itself in economic crisis and national bankruptcy. In 2019, suicide bombings targeted at hotels and churches dramatically reduced tourism in Sri Lanka, which is one of the country's major incomes. COVID-19 only added to this problem. In 2020, the government, headed by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, implemented an overnight ban on chemical fertilizers to try to become the first completely organic country. However, the lack of planning caused the success of agriculture in the country to suddenly plummet. There was also general economic mismanagement from the government. Due to all of these issues, Sri Lanka fell into an economic crisis, with mass inflation causing the price of general household items and basic foods to reach unaffordable costs, with the price of a meal approximately tripling. There were also fuel and electricity shortages. In fact, when we were there, I experienced many blackouts. Many schools in Sri Lanka closed for approximately 1.5 years during the pandemic. When they reopened, children were not coming back into schools due to the economic crisis. Prior to the crisis, it was traditional for mothers to wake up early at around 5 a.m. to prepare 2 packed meals for children to take to school. Due to cooking gas shortages and a sharp rise in food prices, mothers could no longer do this, and many children cannot afford to have any food during the day. The Rise Up program provides fresh, nutritious school meals. For many, this is the only proper meal they will get in a day. In Rise Up schools, the confidence that when you come to school there will be a warm meal has brought attendance up from approximately 60% all the way to over 90%. Rise Up has organised parents to come into school with their children and cook lunch in a makeshift kitchen. Initially, Rise Up provides 100 rupees per meal. However, in the future, the programme aims to enable schools to become self-sufficient and food secure so they don't have to rely on government or charity donations. Because it is the mothers who are cooking the school meals, the standard of the meal that is cooked is always good because they want the best for their children. Parents cook the same meals for the children, themselves and the teachers. This also ensures a high standard and consistency. There are 3 phases to the Rise Up programme. Phase 1. Phase 1, which lasts approximately 12 weeks, is the immediate emergency phase, which provides the children in school with a meal cooked by parents. Prior to this, teachers told me each day 2 to 3 children were fainting and collapsing from exhaustion. This phase is funded by Rise Up donations. Phase 2. Phase 2, which also lasts approximately 12 weeks, involves the growing of food and the setting up of permanent kitchens in schools. Phase 3. Phase 3, called the transformation phase, aims to enable school projects in which children can earn money for school food by turning waste into profit. This is how schools can rise up from the resources they have and make the food programme self-sustaining. For example, schools could collect waste coconut because they have many uses in addition to the coconut water and meat for cooking. For example, the coconut husk can be turned into coconut fibre to make ropes and brushes, and could be grinded for planting material. The coconut shell can be fired to produce activated carbon to be sold for filters and other products, and coconut oil can be made from the coconut meat and can be exported to other countries. By the first week of the Rise Up programme, 400 children were being fed in 5 schools. By the end of the second week, 2,000 children were being fed. Currently, 12,000 children are being given nutritious meals every school day in 81 schools, in 15 out of 25 school districts in Sri Lanka. In the future, Rise Up wants to see more child-led school ventures to make the food programme self-sustaining and, in addition, earn money for the schools and community. For our Rise Up research, we travelled to Pilihadagola Junior School near Dambulla, which has 162 students, grade 1 to 11. Every day starts at 7 a.m, when the children come to school and play in the front garden while they wait for the morning prayer. We were very warmly welcomed by the school community and were given a lot of information by headmistress Mrs. Danusha Gunathilaka and English teacher Mrs. Kumara Gama, who is also head of communications for Rise Up. We saw the makeshift kitchen, which some of the parents had already constructed themselves. We were told that this had taken them 2 weeks to build. Each day at 7:30 a.m. the prayer starts. The prayer consists of the children standing in rows while the second head teacher, who is a Buddhist monk, says out prayers for the students to repeat. This lasts about 30 minutes, and at 8 a.m. students start classes. Meanwhile, 10 parents, mostly mothers, selected by rota depending on the grade their kids are in, start the 3 hours of cooking for the whole school. We help prepare food and interview different people about what they think about this programme and if it's helping their children. Grade 1 to 5 have a small breakfast which is provided by the government in the morning. The government also provides school uniforms, textbooks, and in some of the poorer villages vouchers are given for school shoes. Apart from the small breakfast for grade 1 to 5, no other food is usually provided by the government to any schools, with secondary school students getting no food at all. Prior to the Rise Up programme, children were bringing their own food from home. However, this rarely had any fish, meat or eggs, and many children could not afford to bring in any food at all. We were told that many children couldn't concentrate or do their work properly due to the lack of food. The teachers used to share their own food with children, however, this was never enough. Like many, this school is in a rural village where many parents are farmers. This means that most of them have lost much of their income after the fertilizer ban. With the additional rise in food prices, life for these families has become increasingly hard. When the cooking begins, parents use firewood and coconut husks that they have brought into school from their homes. We were told that parents also grow vegetables at home, which are brought into school, and the rest of the food needed is bought from the market with Rise Up funds. Every day, the children have a nutritious meal of rice, dal, and many vegetables. In addition to this, they have 1 egg each twice a week, dried fish also twice a week, and chicken once a week. We really noticed how the parents were working so well together to help prepare food for their children. Meal preparation time is a very busy period, with each parent doing many tasks, including starting the fire, boiling water for rice, washing, cutting, and preparing many vegetables. We also noticed this was also a positive and social time for the parents, who could talk to each other while preparing meals. The food is served at 10:30 a.m. for primary students and 11:10 a.m. for secondary students. It was a really positive experience to be involved in the preparing and serving of the food. We could tell it was not only positive in terms of children getting a nutritious meal every day, but it was also important in terms of bringing the parent community together. The parents and teachers told us that they could see a visible difference in the children, and the school day had greatly improved since the meal programme had started. We personally really loved seeing the children so happy at break times after they had eaten, running around and playing.
We just came back from serving the children their lunch that all the parents made. They come in at 7 o'clock and they cook all the lunch for so many students, and it's nice to see them all energized after they eat all the food, and they look really happy. served the food, and it's nice to see everybody with so much energy, because before they were tired, but now because we helped and all the parents are coming in and helping the whole community of the school, everyone's having fun and just being fed.
After working with the Rise Up programme and meeting the school teachers, parents and children, we believe that with the guidance of the Rise Up programme, Sri Lanka's schools can become food secure in a self-sustaining way and will come out of the current crisis and rise up again.